Hey guys, how's it going? tmanplays here with another Warno rent game for you today. And we're going to be playing as 119th, with our opponent here playing as 4th Machutzen. So right off the start, going to be sending forth this MiG-29 because we know 4th has access to these Mi-24D AA helicopters. Sadly, our MiG-29 going to get shot down by an opposing MiG-29 which 4th has access to. And, well, we can see the extent of our opponent's push. I did buy one Mi-24K because I thought I could protect it with my Mi-29. So we're going to try and go low. Unfortunately, his helicopter, or his plane there, does get some shots on target. And, well, our Mi-24K now going to be in a bad position. The AA missile from that Mi-24D actually hits too, destroys my helicopter. And now my infantry kind of out of position. So I know I have to get rid of this helicopter, but he still has his MiG-29 flying, so I know this at least used its long-range missile to hit mine, so just going to go in close, take out that helicopter, try and turn left. Unfortunately, it tags me with a missile there, but our Mi-29 will at least make it out. And we see the next problem approaching. I only have the one Strela 10M. My MiG-29 is now injured. Bomber coming in for my Spetsnaz clump there. And, well, all our infantry in this zone is now pretty much dealt with. I do still have the CV coming in just to trying to dip it in, capture that, then pull back. Thankfully, a Metis from the building there does miss my Strela 10M. Other one does miss as well. So we're just trying to get this guy out of there because we're going to need him. And, well, it looks like he has a CV of his own here. So trying to pull back my BTR now. But Metis not going to miss third time there. Does take out my CV. Now I'm just trying to pull back the Spetsnaz, try and keep this guy alive to repair. But I do have a GRU unit here. It's going to at least let me know if he's sending vehicles, tanks, whatnot on the side. And, well, now that I'm completely pushed out over here, my opponent at a +2 because he does have these zones captured. I don't really have a force big enough to push here yet. I am going to just slowly move forward this infantry, figure out what's there. And my Spetsnaz that I was retreating did go down, so I need to buy some more units here in case he does decide to push a little bit further up. So just some infantry coming in. No other real reinforcements yet as I'm trying to figure out what to do now. So I decide, well, I don't need to leave this here because I can't afford to lose any more units at this point in the game. I still do at least have 22 minutes at this +2 tick to come back. So I don't need to do anything crazy heroic here. Just need to kind of build up my forces and then push in. So I'm going to start going ahead and pushing up some of these units on the left. I'm kind of scouting ahead with the Spetsnaz and Spetsnaz OP just to see what he's got here because I do know he put quite a large investment on this side. And I'm going to go ahead and get a Tunguska to help deal with those bombers that try and fly in. Get another GRU unit to get here, provide me some more recon, maybe get in this area. Go ahead and get another Mi-24K as well, since I'll have the Strela and the Tunguska to kind of protect that. And then this Rapira, just going to go sit over here, give me a little bit of defense down this road in case he gets some tanks or some light vehicles and starts kind of pushing in its back zone, because I don't need him to capture my +2 zone here. So my infantry gonna arrive, gonna unload that. Instead of getting another Spetsnaz, I just got a RPO unit with a Spetsnaz OP. So if he does happen to push some vehicles and all that, we can deal with that. If he does push forward his infantry, we can also deal with that. And I'm just keeping the Strela back here in case he decides to send some helicopters over. That way I can just kind of run him across this road to protect this Rapira. Or if he moves a helicopter close up here, I can just run him back this road here. The Mi-24K, though, going to spot this supply vehicle, start doing some damage there. We do see another Metis squad here. I was kind of hoping to use the rockets from this to help deal with some of these FS Jaeger Metis, but since we're out of rockets now, use it all to destroy that supply. Going to pull this guy back and then just land, steal some supply from this Ural, get those rockets back and really help my advance, because I am going pretty aggressive now. I actually rerouted that GRU and decided to send him into his town to basically help me. That way I can just stop this +2 tick as quickly as possible. So I already got this guy resupplied with rockets. We do lose our BMP-1 there, but that's okay. I also bought another helicopter just to delete any infantry that we can spot. So we do spot the FS Jaeger Metis there, and you can see all these rockets just doing a ton of damage, able to destroy this other squad as well. He calls out his MiG-29 to just try and destroy my recon Mi-24. He does get the kill. My Tunguska actually, the rocket there actually, the splash damage killed my helicopter when I fired at his MiG. But that's okay. We at least take out his MiG, and we did a lot of damage to these Jaeger. So we are kind of working our way through the town now. Another bomber comes in. Gonna try and get my MiG-29 on the back of that. Tunguska gets one shot off. Just need one connection here, and thankfully we find that connection. Last little long-range missile there, so that's another good kill for me. He did take out one of my Spetsnaz squads, though, and I believe the OP as well. So, gonna go ahead and rush forward my CV. I did get more rockets in this other helicopter, and reinforcement-wise, just buying some more Sapuri RPO infantry to get in here, help deal with some of these infantry fights, because I will struggle over the long run with that. But getting my CV in the zone, at least gonna drop him down to a +1. And I know this area is pretty safe, so can just kind of leave my CV here for now as we try and find that CV unit of his. Streldo gonna get a nice hit on my Mi-24V. So we have to change the altitude there. And then I'm just slowly pushing forward my A, as well as just this Motorstroke along the edge. Another Strela unit from this building hits me again, so trying to retreat that away since he has vision there. Thankfully this one misses, but the other one over here does get that final connection, so we lose another helicopter. Not great, but we at least have our infantry on the other side of the point, so we can kind of stop him from moving more units in, at least delay that for now. And then the SPW-70 here, kind of an issue because we need the AT from the Spetsnaz GRU to kill that, so I'm just trying to move him to the other building just so that we can kill this little SPW-70. He also has another one coming in, so I only have 2 shots left here, so you know, need to be pretty careful with how we engage this stuff. We at least killed the first one there. Second one's still alive. Just trying to retreat my Spetsnaz because I know I only have the 1 rocket left. And we move our GRU to this building here. Try and find that last shot. Thankfully, it's enough to kill that other SPW-70. Just as my reinforcements are arriving here. So now I'm going to start moving my infantry across. Just figure out what else he has here as our 2 RPOs and 2 Polmachikis arrive. And he does have some more SPW-70s along this side of the point, so I do have to be careful here because these are actually in very good positions to hit my infantry. So another helicopter I kind of put on the edge. Going to do a lot of damage to his infantry. I'm trying to pull back so that these SPW-70s can't really hit me. Also using the support from the helicopter. We see a plane of his coming in, so I'm going to use one of my MiG-29s to try and come in and deal with that. So we have MiG-29 versus MiG-29. Thankfully my AA does the job just fine, so I can just kind of leave this guy hovering around for now. But my infantry getting kind of melted here because can't really hit these SPW-70s at the range, and they have really good vision on that little corner there. So just trying to run away back into the trees, try and use this supply to keep these guys alive. I'm also running away with the GRU because I don't want him to be spotted because we don't have any AT there. Rest of the map, though, pretty quiet. I am just kind of moving my A back forward just a little bit. And I've now bought my first T-80U, followed with another T-80U and another GRU. Bomber of his came in, missed my GRU. We did actually take out the bomber there, so he only has 1 more of those, so that's great news for me. And this is able to kind of see whatever he's bringing into this point. But I do know eventually, if he comes back down this road, it's going to be a problem for my GRU there. And we're just trying to retreat and save our infantry since we don't get a lot of it. I want to keep that alive for as long as possible, and I'm going to try and run away with this GRU. Maybe get it behind his lines where he won't know it's there. But yeah, my infantry basically getting kicked out. We can't really stay in this fight anymore. And I'm also getting some more helicopters up because I know he only has the little Strela teams here. And again, we don't have AT, so I can't hit that. Just hoping he doesn't unload and see me. Just trying to run that away. But now I'm going to pull out the command in the next second here. I'm just watching that Matschützen, and now I decided it's probably time to get this guy out of there. So going to start running away with that. And you can even see I've kind of fast moved him all the way to this back point in hopes that he has nothing defending there. Maybe it'll just catch him off guard, put me at a plus tick capture zone, then I can just kind of retreat my CV back. And then here, he actually has a lot more Strelas than I thought. So my helicopter going to be showing up. Does at least help deal with some of his infantry squads, some of those pioneer squads. Some really nice kills there, but does get kind of hit with a bunch of Strelas. See his bomber missed my command unit there. So now I can send in the MiG-29 after him. Find one good hit. Unfortunately, he does have a Matschützen already on that road. So that is going to stop my command. And well, MiG-29 not quite quick enough to get those Sidewinders on target. So he will escape with that last bomber. My T-80U here, trying to hit this supply. This one, unfortunately, took a side shot from like a T-55 here. You can see it trying to get that next side shot, but I do thankfully pull that back in time. As the GRU is trying to figure out what was in those tree lines trying to hit me. Finally spot that T-55, able to open up and kill that. And we see a bunch of ATGMs flying at me. So just going to go ahead and pull back, wait for my GRU to spot some of this stuff for me, and then try and heal up all my infantry. Opponent's still at a +2 though, because they still fully control this side. I don't have anything to push back in there. I've committed all my forces to the left here as my T-80U gets hit with another missile there and routed from this Pack 12. So gonna have to heal up my T-80Us, heal up my helicopter, lots of stuff that needs to be repaired on my side. But thankfully we have logistics coming in. Also have a little bit more infantry with some more GRU heading here just to help spot this zone again. But thankfully, at a +2, still have around 14 minutes left, so I can just kind of heal all these guys up, prepare my next push, and then try and fight my way back into this point. I do at least have this GRU in the back, so I can see some of these units that he's buying to basically push me out. That lets me know kind of what I need to counter. This guy, I think, was routed and then moved back in there on his own. So now I'm just trying to pull him back to get some repairs because we didn't want him to be moving back into that point with just the 2 HP. But yeah, everything just kind of slows down as we're just building back our forces. We see over here with my GRU, he's not really decided to push up anything there yet. I still have the Rapier here that hasn't been engaged. And we just have an MTLB. It's kind of watching over the water and just making sure he's not sneaking anything through that tree line. I'm just pushing forward my T-80U just to get some hits on this stuff because I do have the recon here. And I want this guy earning his value, firing as much as possible. He still has 5 HP, so as long as he's not sitting in some type of aircraft for me or something, I'm completely fine to just take those engagements. But I definitely don't want to push him up too far and risk losing him. The one that got damaged and side-shotted here, though, is getting repaired, so that's great. And then we see he's starting to get some units pursuing my infantry here, so I'm going to try and run up the Polmachiki just to hit that SPW-70, just so that the RPO can still sit there. And I'm getting a little bold with this T-80U. Just seeing if anything's going to take the engagement with me as I can push forward my GRU a little bit more. So, gonna decide, yeah, I don't want to push this guy too close anymore. rather just get him healed up. So we're gonna go ahead and pull him back. And we've got a lot more infantry showing up. I've got another supply vehicle that's gonna come here. And then I've got a T-80 BVK that I can also kind of help to push through here. Maybe get him into the zone when all our infantry finally arrives, as well as another T-80 BVK on this side. That was if I kind of break through this side again, I can push him all the way to the back zone. So this T-80U, kind of blocking the road, going to be able to deal with that TO-55 there. Basically, any infantry he now sends down this road is at risk of getting shot by this T-80U. So really good position for my tank there. And I'm just going to go ahead and start pushing forward with my BK a little bit, just to kind of sit at the outside edge of this little point, maybe get this T-55 AM2, which we're going to miss the first shot there, but every time he hits me, only does 1 damage, so he can't keep taking that engagement. So that's perfect. And then we're just going to run forward with our recon in front of that, make sure that we're spotting everything. See our logistics vehicles just slowly working their way around, repairing all our infantry from the previous attack. Really important that we keep that stuff alive. And while we see an AT plane from him, so immediately going to have to smoke this guy. And we'll both miss, but T-80 BVK can now destroy that T-55 of his. MiG-29, I've just accepted that I'm going to try and damage that AT plane at this point. So fly over all his AA. Somehow don't really get hit there, so that was a miracle. And now we're commencing basically our main assault. So I'm keeping this T-80U at range, gonna go ahead and push forward with the command version, just because this one's still damaged, trying to get this helicopter to help resupply that. And then now that our infantry is repaired, gonna be attacking there. Does still have that Strela up, but I move forward this helicopter, basically deal with these SPW-70s. And we're just marching across with all our infantry now, trying to get into the outside edge at this point, just so maybe I can sneak a tank command back in. And then all these BMPs going to be moving around the edge, trying to go into that back zone. Because I'm going to need more than just to capture this, because my opponent's still at a +2. If I even fully capture the zone, it only neutralizes things, and he has quite the advantage, as we can see. Still fully defensive on this side. All my points are invested on this left-hand side. See another presumably Su-22 AT plane coming in. Unfortunately, smoke a little late. Still get the smoke off, though. Thankfully, he missed. Tries to go for my helicopter there. And now our Su-27S going to be trying to come in for that. He does damage my other helicopter that I just ordered a good bit. Su-27 at least able to finally shoot enough missiles there to get the kill. You can see I'm just moving forward my logistics a bit, trying to get everything healed up, trying to just fully break through this point so that I can push into this rear point. And this recon really doing a great job of just kind of letting me know what's all behind the point there. So we're just slowly pushing forward all our armor. So now I'm moving all these T-80Us to the edge, because I'm thinking maybe if I can get here, I can just fully cut him out of this point. Went ahead and moved in my T-80 BVK. That way it's upfitting all this infantry. We're just kind of tearing through them now. And then I've got my other BVK on this outside edge, just so we can cut off this reinforcement road into the point. We also see where his command is, so just going to move forward some RPO guys to help kind of fully kick him out of the zone, as well as the GRU, just so that when we get the GRU up here, we can finally move these T-80Us through. So opponent's still at a +1, since he still does have this command there. So all these points do mean a lot, because we're halfway through the game at this point. He does have quite a healthy lead. And he still has this infantry on the road there, which killed my BMP-1P. Helicopter, though, trying to finish off this command unit. Does finally get a rocket there to kill that. And now our units over here that cut off this supply road able to start putting in the work. Using my MiG-29 to destroy the helicopter, so that works. I do gotta watch out for these Strela 10Ms in the cube, though. And then I need to get rid of these Panzerjägers before I can move forward my T-80Us. But we do at least have full control at this point now. So that means no more tick for anybody. We're back even. And we got still 19 minutes left to now try and win this game. So still running around logistics everywhere, trying to get basically everything healed up as more logistics are coming in. Also have another, well, the first T-80UD on the field. Can't really do anything to deal with this guy. He doesn't have any comparable armor. So if I can get this guy just to kind of sit in space like here, he's going to have a real hard time trying to push back into the zone. And you can see I'm scouting forward with my helicopter, basically to find this infantry that's been in the corner there, so that then I can move in this T-80BK and then capture this back zone to put me at a positive tick. Still nothing really happening on this right-hand side. I'm just fully trying to push into his back zone over here now. I've also now got the GRU here, so that allowed me to push forward this T-80U to basically lock down this side of the zone as well. See, he's now having to use bombers because I've killed both his MiG-29s to try and kill my helicopters, but, you know, I just call out 2 MiG-29s of my own and an Su-27S, so that if he keeps this in the air, he's going to have a really rough time. Sure enough, he does keep it in the air, and, well, that's a lot of missiles coming after him, and that's going to be a dead MiG-21. So I know he still has the infantry somewhere over here. I have another full HP helicopter that's going to try and come find that now. And I'm just trying to run to the other side of the point. That way I don't have to worry about getting shot with AT in this area. So he calls out another MiG-29. I guess he still had one left at this point. I only took out the one. But, you know, a 3v1, not going to end too well for him. So as soon as our MiG-29s turn around, that's his final MiG-29 that's dead there. And sure enough, there's the Matschutzen. So just going to try and run away with this Tunguska. Trying to push through these little tree lines. Kill this Conquerors up close because he can't fire at me. But my GRU here does spot some more infantry coming across. I know I can take the TO-55 at close range, even if he gets a shot off, which he does. Not going to be enough to kill me. But not sure what this is. Sure enough, we see the brief glimpse there of the Panzerjäger, so I really need to pull this stuff back now because that Panzerjäger can absolutely just destroy my day there. So my MiG-29, going to be trying to deal with this other helicopter there, this Mi-24 VAA. I can at least be able to deal with that Matschutzen. I bring forward another Su-27S just so that I can have full control of the skies. We know he doesn't have any AA because my planes are just flying over freely. And then trying to deal with this T-55. He almost got the kill on my Tunguska there. Thankfully, we do find the kill. Panzerjäger almost in that 8 anti-tank rocket range there. Just barely escaped with that T-80 BBK. Now my other helicopter going to be in charge of basically making sure this tree line is clear so that I can move forward with my command. And you can see I'm now attempting to basically capture this area. Because I've got all my infantry healed up. I just need to go ahead and kind of cut it off here. Because if I get my T-80s and stuff to this tree line, it really just cuts them off all the way to this point. Allows me a lot easier time getting into that back zone there. So I know this is clear. I know there's no more infantry here. So just going to go ahead, instead of waiting to repair this, just go ahead and move them in. Because time is basically a big factor now. Need to make sure I'm positively ticking so that I can basically win this game. So the good news for me, though, is that Alpha here is a +2 zone, where something like Oscar is only a +1 zone. So whereas he got the +2 tick there in the beginning, once I fully cap this, instead of just a +2, it makes it a +4, which drops it to a little over 12 minutes before I get a full victory here. And if we look at the clock, 15 minutes left. So he has to contest this if he wants to stay in this game. Tunguska already in a good position to keep away these helicopters. But I just need to start kind of routing some more stuff up to here so that I can actually take control of the zone. I do have all this infantry. It's just kind of sitting in here. I don't want to just run it across the open up or anything. Just kind of keeping it here for now. Not really sure what to do with it at the moment. And then reinforcement wise, you can see now we're actually buying stuff because I want to, while he's distracted over here, I want to just get a bunch of heavy tanks up and basically the recon, spot whatever's in here, and then work my way slowly back into this point. You can see the strategy by him. A bunch of helicopters coming after me, but I have my Tunguska in position. I have another Tunguska up. I have Su-27Ss in the sky, so we are doing a lot of damage to all these helicopters. And then my T-80 BVK here, able to kind of move up to this side. Just keep all these helicopters out of the zone. And the rocket's not really going to do too much against the T-80U anyways. Yeah, it's a lot of helicopters going down. So not really the right response from him. And then I just basically need to get my supply in range, heal all this stuff up, move forward my AA a little bit. And then we're good to go. I am starting to kind of see where his AA is at. So he does have quite a bit of AA on this side that hit my MiG-29 there. And then we can see my heavy tanks now getting in range of some of his defenses. But these are T-80Us. Rapira, not really going to do too much against two T-80Us and a BVK. So we're just running forward with those. I have the recon here. Unfortunately, I can't see what's hitting me from this side, so now I turn and face my front armor. Have to just get out of range of that. Something also just killed my MTLB on this far right-hand side, so it does have some infantry or something in there. But gonna move forward my BMP-1Ps to basically soak up any menace fire. Just run those out of ammo. Get another T-80U up. Go ahead and just run across with my infantry, maybe help spot some of this stuff. And then just move forward my tanks again. Use them as fire support as this infantry moves forward. So we can see there's some Matschützen on the right-hand side. Rapira, though, in a nice little engagement range to be able to hit those guys across the open. I did end up losing an Su-27S. I believe it got shot down by a Kub. But not a huge issue, as now I'm going to move forward with these helicopters. Get them resupplied with some logistics that I just ordered. And then we can also help to push these out with helicopters. But yeah, my T-80Us, T-80 BVK at range, just providing really fantastic fire support on anything in the town here. Doing a lot of damage. Spetsnaz GRU also spotting the metas here. But you can just see every missile that hits one of my tanks only does a little bit of damage. And I know I took out a lot of his helicopters, so I don't really need to order AA anymore. I still have 2 planes up as well, in case he decides to send an AT plane after me. And then I'm also trying to cut him off from the rear, so T-80Us and some infantry coming in on this side to basically cut off his resupply as I get more infantry to basically clear this zone out. I didn't want to move forward my T-80Us in here just in case he had a Panzerjäger or something hiding in the building, because that would not be very good. So just coming in from the rear now, getting some of this AA. We did lose our capture on this side. A Panzerjäger actually shows up here right on top of my T-80 BVK. Does end up taking that out. And well, that's a problem because he actually had a command in there. So I have to order a new command tank. And that kind of stops our tick. With only 10 minutes left, that's not something that we want to be stopped. So just moving forward my other command tank to basically get that tick going again. Unfortunately, this T-80UD got routed from these Conquerors, I believe. And well, they're about to hit this Tunguska. So that goes down now as well. Basically maintaining my air superiority over here. And well, at least able to get a full cap back here. Motostroki briefly gets in that building because we see his command tank over there. But I'm just going to smoke this guy off, try and pull him back, keep him alive. The right-hand side, though, making a lot of progress as now our helicopters are up. We're basically deleting all this infantry in the point. I'm now moving forward with my tanks from the front and from the rear. So basically, anything that's retreating now, we can hit with these T-80Us. We have full control of the skies. I believe I've taken out most of his AA in this area now. So our T-80Us just kind of have full reign over all this open ground, and our basically last infantry squads are now showing up because I did spend a little bit more on defense here. But all our infantry now showing up basically just to fully push them out, moving in with the T-80 BVK just to go ahead and get the cap there, help us out a little bit more. But yeah, we got him completely surrounded now, and all the infantry going to make pretty quick work of this. Also, the Rapier doing a very nice job destroying these BMPs that are just kind of showing up. So we end up taking out his command here. I did lose my T-80 BVK here. So having to wait for my reinforcement CV to basically get behind this Motorstroke before we can capture that again. We're back at the +2 though, so that is at least going to continue our tick. Just lost another MiG-29 as our opponent finally got some AA back up in the rear. Going to go ahead and order another BVK just in case that one goes down. And, well, seeing that we're only at a +2, I still want to get a bigger tick than this going. So going to start kind of probing this area to maybe see if this back point's clear, to see if I can just run my CV through there, capture X-ray, and make sure and fully win this game. So helicopters are now resupplied. You can see we're going to go ahead and start running with the T-80Us. I do see his command here, so just going to leave one of these at the front to help deal with that. We also see this command. So I'm kind of watching this, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that's not just going to go through and try and capture this point. But sure enough, we're not really in range to hit that. So immediately I'm like, oh, well, I really need to get in range to try and destroy this. Get one shot off here. Unfortunately, we miss. And, well, you see that command just coming straight in. My only AT squad in this entire point is this one Motorstroke. So trying to basically run this guy to the edge of the point to take this out before he captures this zone. We're just going to go ahead and target that because we have vision on it. We're not going to lose vision. Just want to fire that off as soon as possible. Right at the edge of the point there. Thankfully, we find the connection before we can get in and stop the tick. Our BVK there fully captures this, so we're at a +6. And you can see I just starting to move one of my BVKs all the way to this back point because our T-80Us and all our AA, everything, making it across. Going to go ahead and scout with the helicopters, make sure there's no AT in this area so that we can just kind of move this fast all the way through. But we're at a +6, only 4 minutes till we get a full 2,000 point victory. Still just over 6 minutes left in the game. Helicopters making sure there's nothing there, not spotting anything so far. And it looks like we should have no issues with kind of closing this game out as our Mi-24V there flies over. Doesn't spot even anything in the point. So this T-80 BVK going to be able to make it back there, increase this +6 even to a +8, even a +10 with a full capture. And then just moving forward with some more infantry here to basically secure this, make sure no shenanigans happen at the end. But opponent going to realize he doesn't have a way back into that game and going to surrender there. So really nice game against a pretty solid opponent there. He played 4th Machutsen very well for that map by basically kicking me out of my zone on the right at the start. And then, trying to play defense. Unfortunately for him, T-80Us were always going to be a big problem. And once I kind of got the ball rolling with that, it was just a slow kind of crawl for me to fight my way back into it, make sure I didn't lose any of my heavy tanks, and make sure I kind of kept my infantry alive. But a really, really nice play from 4th Machutsen from our opponent there. But you can see, as I was talking about in the beginning there, the splash damage from my Tunguska actually killed my Mi-24K there. So that was a bit disappointing, but besides that, our Tunguska did a very good job. These HE bombers were also very nice to get out of the sky because that's what completely wrecked my Spetsnaz open on the right-hand side. and then our TADUs ended up doing obviously all the groundwork there for us to basically get us back in this game. Same with this BBK. You can just see the massive kill list on all these tanks here. Did a very nice job. Same with our helicopters. Helicopters were also a big, important part of that, of just taking out his infantry, because we wouldn't have had the numbers to basically compete otherwise. SU-27S there, getting some planes of his. But yeah, overall, really, really fun game. Um, See, there's why my opener on the right didn't work so well. These MiG-21 Bisses, very, very solid planes, especially against divisions like mine where I rely upon a few elite infantry, and if you bomb those elite infantry, it becomes a lot harder for me to basically get back in the game there. But yeah, with that being said, gonna leave it there today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later, guys.